wild hell. A terrifying theft. A crazy chase. A life or death meal. This is survival instinct, never seen before. Honey badger challenges wild dogs. Explosive revenge. Dawn breaks over the vast African savanna, where golden sunlight begins to spread evenly across the ground, awakening every blade of grass still wet with night dew. The fresh, cool air covers the area, promising a new day full of energy but no less harsh. Next to their den, a pack of African wild dogs is deep in sleep. This is a large family, with about 15 members, each with a unique spotted coat, like an abstract painting of nature. The adult dogs lie down, their bodies still tired after a successful night of hunting. Their steady breathing fills the surrounding space, creating a rare peace. In the cave, there were 5 chubby puppies, sleeping soundly. They were the hope of the pack, the future inheriting the strength and wisdom of their ancestors. Their soft moans in sleep added to the serenity of the scene. The leader of the pack was an old and wise female named Zola. Her fur had a few silver strands around her muzzle, but her eyes still shone with alertness and alertness. Even in the deepest sleep, Zola's instincts were always active. She lay slightly tilted towards the cave entrance, her ears occasionally twitching at the slightest noise from outside. Zola knew that in this wild world, peace was only a temporary state, a fragile shell that could be torn apart at any moment. From afar, a small, short but defiant black figure was approaching. It was a honey badger, a creature renowned throughout the savannah for its incredible daring, bravery, and fearless ability to confront anything from king cobras to lions. The honey badger moved lightly, its quick steps making no sound. scent of colostrum and the warmth of the puppies guided it. The honey badger glided quickly to the corner of the cave, where 5 puppies lay close together. With a lightning-fast grab, it grabbed the smallest puppy, who was whimpering weakly. The puppy's heartbreaking, pained cry rang out, cutting through the silence of dawn like a sharp knife. Zola jumped up at once, his eyes blazing with anger. The pack of wild dogs woke up, their angry growls echoing throughout the cave. The peace had vanished, replaced by chaos and fear. The honey badger, with the puppy in his mouth, rushed out of the cave. He knew he had made a big mistake, but his opportunistic instincts and stubbornness would not allow him to give up. Zola led the way, the pack of wild dogs following at a terrifying speed. They dashed through the dry thorn bushes, across the endless yellow grass. Their panting and pounding footsteps sounded like war drums, creating a wild symphony of anger, determination, and extreme fear. The honey badger, despite his small size, was extremely agile and stubborn. He ran through the rough crevices of the rocks, through the dense undergrowth, trying to shake off the enemy chasing him. His short tail wagged defiantly, and sometimes he turned his head and growled, his fur bristling as if to declare, "I will not give up easily." Reeling time. Every step it took exuded recklessness and bravery, making the pack of wild dogs even more furious. The chase continued. The pack of wild dogs gradually closed the distance. Their tenacity was undeniable. The pack of wild dogs caught up, and they surrounded the honey badger. With a bold decision, the honey badger put the puppy on the ground, facing the pack of wild dogs that were growling fiercely, baring their sharp fangs. The fight broke out. The honey badger raised all of its fur, puffed up its body to look more fearsome, and let out threatening growls. Despite being outnumbered, it did not flinch. It pounced on the nearest wild dog, biting without hesitation, showing its indomitability and incredible strength hidden in its small body. It attacked extremely fast, dodging the wild dog's bites, trying to bite their legs or necks. each of its attacks contained deadly danger. Zola and the other wild dogs surrounded, trying to overwhelm the honey badger with numbers and coordination. They did not attack recklessly, but moved flexibly, trying to corner their opponents, patiently waiting for an opening. Roars, angry barks, and powerful bites were continuously launched. Each missed bite made them more furious. The anger of a provoked pack reached its peak. The smell of blood and dirt mixed in the air, creating a chaotic and brutal scene. In a moment when the honey badger was distracted by trying to bite another wild dog, Zola saw an opportunity. With incredible speed and agility, she rushed forward. A powerful, accurate bite to the back of the neck made the honey badger stagger. The puppy lay on the ground, its body trembling, making a weak cry, attracting Zola's attention. The instinct to protect its cub rose strongly. Zola used his body to shield the puppy, while continuing to growl at the honey badger, his fiery eyes never leaving his opponent. The honey badger realized that he could not win against the pack of wild dogs that were enraged and led by an angry mother. With a final helpless growl, he turned around and disappeared into the dense bushes, leaving the puppy safely rescued. The pack of wild dogs growled for a while longer to confirm their victory and completely drive away the enemy. Zola gently carried the puppy back, placed it on the ground and licked it, comforting it. The puppy was trembling, but safe in its mother's arms. The pack of wild dogs gathered around, soft whines ringing out, expressing their immense joy at the puppy's return. The emotional and physical wounds were gradually healed. The lesson of vigilance and the cruelty of the wild world had been painfully learned, but also meaningful. After the stressful event, another urgent need arose. The empty stomachs of the puppies and the energy expended in the chase demanded a full meal. Zola, the leader of the pack, was well aware of this. Her sharp eyes scanned the vast plains, where where the golden grasses were like a sea of rice under the setting sun. The pack gathered, their keen noses sniffing the scent of the earth, the wind, and the scent of potential prey. A low howl from Zola, not a warning, but a rallying call, a call to a new hunt. The pack began to move, slowly, gracefully, like a mottled stream on the steppe. They were not in a hurry, but patient, waiting for the right moment. In the distance, a herd of impala appeared. They were grazing leisurely, occasionally raising their heads in alertness, their small heads with curved horns swiveling left and right. This was the ideal prey, large enough to feed the herd, but also extremely agile, requiring great coordination. Zola watched the herd carefully. She did not choose the strongest male, nor did she choose a female with a calf. Her keen eyes spotted a female that seemed a little lame, or a calf that was old enough to run but still inexperienced. That was the target. The pack of wild dogs began to deploy their famous hunting tactics, encircling and pressing. Zola did not need to give verbal commands. Each wild dog knew its place and task through years of experience and pack instinct. A group of 3 or 4 of the strongest wild dogs, led by Zola, started from the rear of the herd, applying the main pressure, forcing them to move forward. Two other dogs, agile and cunning, circled around on either side, keeping their distance but ready to cut off the prey's escape route. One or two of the remaining dogs would lie in wait ahead, at a predictable spot, ready to take the lead. The pack moved very quietly, using the terrain, the low bushes, and the tall grass to hide themselves. They kept absolutely silent, only their sharp, determined eyes communicating with each other. Each step they took made no sound, like ghosts gliding across the steppe. Once in a suitable position, Zola let out a low growl, then jumped out of his hiding place. The group pushed forward in unison, not aiming to attack immediately, but to create panic. The herd of antelopes, startled by the panic, galloped, their steps quick, trying to escape the predators. Their speed was legendary, reaching 90 kilometers per hour over short distances. However, wild dogs had another advantage: incredible endurance and the ability to maintain high speeds for long periods. They were not as fast as antelopes over short distances, but they would pursue relentlessly. When the antelopes panicked and scattered, the cutting groups on both sides immediately took action. They did not rush to attack, but instead ran parallel, forcing the stragglers back to the center of the herd, or herding the chosen prey away from the larger herd. Zola's target, the slightly weaker female antelope, had been separated from the herd. She ran for her life, panting, trying her best to escape the speckled ghosts that were following her. Her horns stood back in vain, but she was unable to fight back against the predator. Zola and two other wild dogs ran close behind, taking turns leading. When one began to tire, the other would accelerate ahead, maintaining constant pressure. They constantly changed the angle of attack, making it impossible for the antelope to predict where the next attack would come from. The panting of the wild dogs, the pounding of the antelope's hooves, the whistling of the wind in their ears created a song of life and death. The chase lasted for kilometers, passing over mounds and dry streams. The antelope's strength began to decline. Its speed slowed down significantly, its steps no longer as strong as before. When the antelope was exhausted, it began to run in small circles, trying to find a gap or a bush to hide in. But the wild dogs did not give it a chance. Zola realized that this was the decisive moment. She charged straight in, not giving the prey any time to react. The whole pack of wild dogs also rushed in, to tear and tear. It wasn't a single attack, but a series of powerful, quick bites and tugs, designed to knock the prey down and render it defenseless. With the strength and coordination of the pack, the antelope collapsed, its last breath escaping in a soft whimper. The hunt was over. For wild dogs, a meal was a communal event. They began to eat quickly and efficiently, yielding to each other, especially the mothers who would take some of the meat back to the waiting pups in the den. Zola ate carefully, not too full, then quickly carried some of the fresh meat back to the den. It was the mothers, the pack leaders' responsibility to ensure that future generations were also nourished. After a hearty meal, the wild dogs rested under the shade of a tree, the afternoon sun reddening their mottled fur. The fatigue of the long hunt gave way to a temporary feeling of satiety and safety. But the wildlife never stops. Despite facing countless dangers, the wild dogs are always united. They hunt together, protect each other, and raise the next generation together. The lessons from the honey badger incident and conflicts with other species have made them realize the importance of vigilance and protection for each other. The journey of the wild dogs is just a small part of the countless wonderful stories of nature. We have witnessed the recklessness of the honey badger, the wisdom of the wild dogs, and the resilience of the antelope. What impressed you most in this video? Comment below and share your thoughts. Which animal story would you like us to tell next? If you are eager to discover more mysteries and beauty of the wild world, don't hesitate to subscribe and click the bell to become part of our nature-loving community. Thanks for watching.
Under the scorching sun of the Serengeti, the never-ending battle for survival between Africa's greatest predators is always taking place. Serengeti on fire, the endless war between lions and hyenas. These two species, although different in lifestyle and instinct, are bound by a complex relationship. where the survival of each side sometimes depends on the existence of the other. When the sun sets, is absolute dominance enough to maintain the throne, or will cunning overthrow all order? Before beginning a cycle of survival that has been repeated for thousands of generations, here, between the overwhelming light and the ever-present darkness, all creatures are caught in a cruel cycle, where only instinct and adaptation keep them alive. Hidden under the sparse canopy of the forest, a pride of lionesses rests in the dappled shade of noon. Their muscular bodies, covered in pale yellow fur, lie motionless among the dry grass and red soil, blending into the landscape as if they have become part of the savannah. The early morning heat makes the air thick, seemingly able to lull all life into a state of stillness. But then, a gentle movement breaks the silence. Next to an adult female, a few newborn babies are stirring. A weak cry is heard. The first sounds, fragile and trembling. The young lions, just born, lie hidden among the dry straw and the heavy breathing of the pride. Eyes still closed, the downy fur is soft like golden cotton. The first steps, fragile and clumsy, follow the scent of milk. Instinct urges it to find its mother's breast, where life begins. The lion cubs are born into a tightly organized society, where the females, usually sisters, live together in a pride, raising their young and protecting the territory passed down from generation to generation. Each small individual is a link in that tight-knit network, growing up in sharing and protection. However, behind that seemingly peaceful appearance lies a harsh reality. Not all are allowed to grow up. Many would not live beyond the first few weeks. Swept away by disease, starvation, or more brutally, by their own kind. In the world of lions, the survival of cubs was not always a matter of protection, but sometimes it was the price paid to serve the ruler's desire for reproduction and power. A deep, hoarse roar rang out from the edge of the grass. The lioness immediately pricked up her ears, her eyes focused on the sound. From behind the trees, a male lion ambled out. His shoulders towered over the dry grass, his grey mane matted by the wind and dust of the road. His golden eyes were cold as stone. He was not part of the pride, a vagrant, a usurper. He walked slowly, unhurried, as if each step was calculated. The scent of cubs hung in the air, and he had caught it. The male lion approached silently. His cold gaze swept over the cubs, then stopped. He crouched low, ready to pounce. The male lion paused, his eyes as sharp as knives piercing the space between mother and child. Hostility was evident in every hiss, but he also sensed something heavier, an impenetrable boundary. The silence stretched like a taut rope about to snap. He turned and quietly retreated into the sea of grass, leaving behind a silent space where his heartbeat had yet to return to normal. Not far away, under a thick bush, a dark earthen nest opened. A shrill cry rang out. The playful hyena cubs were eavesdropping. When the cubs were born, opening their eyes immediately after birth, they did not have to go through the period of blindness like the cats. Their tiny but needle-sharp teeth were already visible, their deep black eyes shining with an uncertain vitality. They did not wait for anyone to hold them, did not need anyone to show them the way. Instinct drove them towards their mother's womb, where their brothers and sisters were already there, jostling each other in a silent but fierce struggle. Unlike lions, where the male dominates the reproductive activities and the territorial control, spotted hyenas follow a completely reversed order. Here, the female is larger, fiercer, and holds complete control of the pack. The matriarchal system of hyenas is one of the most unique social structures in the mammalian world. The dominant female gives birth first, has the most power, and her own offspring, if they survive, will take over. But to win the right to live and grow up, the young hyenas must overcome the first challenge, their own siblings. Just a few minutes after birth or physically weaker, an individual can be bitten to death in the nest. This fierce competition does not come from hatred, but from instincts deeply programmed in the bloodline, where survival always comes with exclusion. The threat does not stop there. When food is scarce, the mother and the whole pack will be forced to choose. Weak individuals can be abandoned, even eaten, not by outside predators, but by their own kind. In the world of hyenas, survival is not based on compassion, but on the ruthlessness required to maintain order and optimize the chances of survival for the strongest. On the savannah, the sun shines slantingly, washing a sea of grass rustling in the wind with gold. The herd of wildebeest moves slowly along the gentle slope, each step cautiously as if every individual in the herd senses something unsettling approaching. In the middle of the herd, a female pauses. Her body twitches slightly. Heads around her turn, realizing what is about to happen. Giving birth in the open, where there is nothing but short grass and a watchful gaze from afar. She stretches, trembling. The amniotic sac bursts, breaking in the wind. In just a few minutes, a new life slides out of its mother's womb, wet and shivering in the blood-stained grass. The baby, unable to stand, barely able to take a breath, must begin its first battle for survival. At the far edge of the savannah, a lioness lay pressed against the grass, her eyes unblinking. The wind was favorable. The scent of childbirth was wafting. In the opposite direction, a group of spotted hyenas had stopped, ears pricked, mouths slightly open, waiting for the right moment. The baby antelope struggled to get up, its wet legs trembling under its own weight. Its mother licked the membrane, pushed its head up, encouraged it with gentle butts. But it was too late. The lion charged first. A bite to the back of the neck ended all resistance. The ground was quiet for a moment, filled with the smell of death. The lion dragged the carcass to a low-lying grassy area, began to tear off the first layer of skin. The sound of flesh being bitten echoed in the dry, hot space. The hyenas stood a few meters away, silent, They did not charge. Not in a hurry. They knew the rules. Wait for the strong to be full. Then it was their turn. In the distance, the newborn antelope was still alive, breathing heavily, its heart pounding like a drum in its chest. Less than an hour after its birth, it had learned its first lesson. Stand up, run, or die. Lions, the ultimate symbol of power on the African savannah, have long been considered the top predators. With their massive bodies, solid muscles, and deadly pounces, they hunt not only to survive, but also to assert their dominance. It is not uncommon for male lions to engage in bloody battles with their own kind, just to gain mating rights, or to usurp the female pride. They are also true predators, but they do not just hunt. Lions also kill as a warning, to send a message to any species that dares to enter their territory. And no one challenges that boundary more often than the spotted hyena. The relationship between lions and hyenas is one of the oldest and most persistent conflicts on the savannah. Both are master hunters, both live in well-organized packs, but there is no respect between them. If lions are symbols of open power, hyenas are the embodiment of patience, opportunity, and tactical thinking. Hyenas often appear after each lion hunt, not to share, but to rob. They do not hesitate to invade the edge of the territory when they smell blood. Leftover food is a reward that they are willing to exchange for their lives. Not because they are incompetent in taking down prey, but because they know how to save energy, choose the right time, and take advantage of others' mistakes. But every time they enter the lion's territory, it is a life or death bet. The lion does not need a reason to attack. Just a glance at the hyena is enough. One hot afternoon, under the shade of an old acacia tree, a male lion was devouring the carcass of his prey, which he had just caught after a fierce hunt. The pack of hyenas, approaching, crept into the tall grass, hoping that the ruler was full. A slight noise rang out, just a dry branch breaking. enough for the lion to raise its head. In a flash, it leaped up like a living spear. The lion did not eat hyenas. It did not need them. For it, this was not a hunt, but a declaration, a way for it to assert its position. Such pursuits, taking place in the windless afternoon shadows, between the dry bushes and the blood-stained sunset, were silent rituals of power. The ruler punished the challenger, not because of hunger, but because of honor. However, the hyena is not a species to be easily subdued. Despite its dull appearance and its shrill laughter that is easy to underestimate, the spotted hyena is one of the most strategic predators on the planet. They live in a matriarchal model, organized in strict packs. Every step, every call follows a hierarchy. When hunting or robbing a carcass, they do not act alone. They move in groups, silently approaching, then closing in like silent warriors. For an individual, a lion is terrifying. But when the number increases, 10, 15, the balance begins to shift. The hyena pack knows how to divide the defense, attack blind spots, and retreat at the right time to avoid losing their lives. Late afternoon, a lone male lion wanders across the sunburned grassland. It is unclear whether it is because of hunger, because he has lost his pack, or simply because he is careless. But today, the hyenas seem unusually courageous. They appear from many directions. No calls, no orders. Just a look, and all charge forward. A chaotic whirlpool, where the former king is spinning in a chess game with no spare pieces. Every bite, every pull is a reminder. On the savannah, even the ruler can get bogged down if he is alone. But then, a new roar rips through the air. From the edge of the bush, another male lion charges. Knowing that the initiative has been lost, the hyenas retreat as quickly as they came. The two lions stand side by side, breathing heavily. One survives, the other arrives just in time. And in that moment, the old order is restored. at least until the next confrontation. The Serengeti Savannah, the story of the lion and the hyena, is a living testament to the harsh laws of survival of nature. Every dawn brings new hope and challenges, where the roar of power and cunning wisdom intertwine into a never-ending symphony of life and death. This battle is not just a battle for food or territory, but also a battle to affirm instinct, position, and a fierce will to survive. Whether strong or agile, each species has found a way to survive, leaving its own mark on the colorful African wilderness. If you are interested in more dramatic and meaningful stories from the natural world, be sure to like, share this video and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss out on the next exciting content.